What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. As you can see, we're in my home garage today. Summer has just begun and it's already brutally hot inside here.
So hot right now.
Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the heat. That's the only reason we moved to Florida. What I don't like is when it's uncomfortable to work in my garage, and that's exactly what's going on in here right now.
By 9 o'clock in the morning, it's already 85 degrees in here, and since my house faces directly east, my metal door acts like a big heat sink. By 10 o'clock, the door gets up to around 110 degrees, and you can feel the heat radiating as you walk by. That's around 25 degrees hotter than the wall right next to it. I do have a small AC, but it barely helps, and before I bust out the wall to put in a larger AC, I want to do something about this door. I did some tests with a scrap piece of 1-inch foam insulation, and it's over a 10-degree difference just with this small piece of foam alone, so let me show you my plan.
So what I'm going to do is obviously insulate the door with foam. Every door is a little different. I had to really think long and hard about how I wanted to do this to make it look good and not cost a fortune. I do have these door cavities on the sides right there, not on this side back here, but both sides and in the center. This design is raised out a ½ inch. So between this design to this edge, I have 1.5 inches. But here, I have 2 inches. So I'm going to take some scrap 1-inch foam and do 2 layers, and then I'll just have this opening to contend with. I also need to think about if I can do this. If I was going to do this, this is a 50¼ inch opening. So if I want to do 50¼ inches in a single cut, that's going to take me 4 pieces of 4x8 foam to do this one door. I have 2 doors. I have another door in the other room. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a vertical seam. I'm going to cut 48 inches, and then the offcut from that sheet will be made into 2¼ inch that'll fit that opening, and then there'll just be a little piece of tape. So let's go ahead and get some foam and get started. Okay, so the foam has been acquired. Next step I want to do is to go ahead and clean this door. Honestly, all I really need to do is clean the surfaces that the tape needs to stick to. But this door is pretty gross. I used to do a lot of CNC plasma cutting in here. Let's go and get in all of the cracks and crevices and get this door nice and clean.
Vacuuming the door was only slightly effective and removed some of the loose dust, but you can see here that the grime is literally embedded into the paint. Now I can spray the door down with some super clean degreaser, and you can see how easily the dirt wipes off, minus the bit of corrosion between the panels. Super Clean has been a supporter of the channel for a while now, and you can pick up their cleaners and degreasers locally or on Amazon. I'll put a few links to their products down in the description below.
Now I can get started with padding out these side cavities right here. Every door is different. I have 2 pieces of foam, one at 20½, one at 21. They're going to fit in a little differerly. So what I'm going to do is first take the one that's smaller, and I'm going to slip it in. And mine had to be cut at 2 3/8 inches. And then since there are screws sticking out, I'm going to get it set to where it needs to be. And I'm going to push it up and in so it makes holes where the screws go. Then I'm going to take this 21-inch piece, just kind of bend it in place, and then it's going to be a tight fit, but I'm going to slip it behind, and it's going to drop into this little gap on the bottom. And that's it. Now I don't have to worry about this part as I'm working on the next part. So let's move on and do the rest of the door.
Like I said before, every door is different, and for mine, I needed strips at 20½ inches and also 21 inches, but yours will likely be different. Once I have the 1-inch foam cut to length, I can cut them to width using a retractable razor knife. Mine needs to be 2 3/8 inches wide. A large retractable razor is my favorite tool for cutting foam sheets, and I also like to use it for fiberglass insulation. Since my whole work table is a cutting mat, I can take 2 passes, one to get the cut started and the second to complete the cut. I get a much cleaner cut by holding the knife at a shallow angle as opposed to keeping the knife more vertical, and you could see the difference here. The ends of the foam are dirty because these were scrap pieces, so I guess hoarding does pay off sometimes. Now I can install the strips by slipping one in, pulling it against the door frame so that the screws pierce the foam, and then wedge the second piece between the door and the foam. The only part that took extra work were where the door handle and lock were in the center, but with a few creative cuts, the sides were complete and I could move on to the large panels.
It's not going to work out quite like I intended. If you remember, this part right here is a 1/2 inch inward. Well, it doesn't exist right here. So if you take the 1.5 inch foam, put it there, you're sunk back a 1/2 inch. I can take 2 pieces of 1-inch foam, put it against there, and it's almost perfect. Only problem is, I don't know if I have enough 1-inch foam.
Fitting the large foam panels was pretty straightforward. They dropped into the door and then I could wedge them under the top lip. Now, I got pretty lucky with my measurements because they ended up being a perfect fit and really easy to install. Removing the lock bar was basically a necessity. I cut as many full-length strips as I could and doubled them up in the open gaps. I did have to use a few small pieces here and there, but this will all be covered up by foil tape, so it's not really a big deal.
Well, that is looking absolutely amazing. The only thing left to do now is take some silver HVAC tape, tape up all the seams, and we're good to go.
My small filler strips needed 3 slightly overlapping pieces of tape to be fully covered. I'm using foil HVAC tape that I got from Amazon, and it does just as good of a job as the stuff you can get locally, but for around half the price. I'll put a link down in the description. While you're down there, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and be sure to like the video if you found it helpful. Taping the panels in place is definitely the most time-consuming part of this whole project, but if you go slow and take your time, you can have a really nice result.
Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another beautiful Florida summer day. When I walked in this morning, a little past 8:30, I definitely felt a little difference in the overall temperature. It was about 3 degrees cooler than it normally was, but the biggest difference is the heat coming off of this door. Now when I test it, in the center of the door, it's a little later in the day, getting about 91 degrees. That's a big difference compared to the 110 degrees I was getting before. And just to prove it's the same kind of day, I did test the other garage bay door that I haven't done and compared it to this door, and there's around a 20-degree difference. That's huge. Next thing to do is go ahead and put in a bigger AC unit, and I should have this all sorted out. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video, check out lucidautowerks.com, keep grinding away on those projects, stay lucid, and I'll see you in the next one.